Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the progress of Dungeon Raider when it comes to testing, actual play testing. So here is the code, and I've recently added an additional function here to deal with the version. So there's every time you compile up a new version, it runs this little batch file here, which essentially takes the build count, which is just an integer in this file, adds one to it, and then generates a based on that count and the major version, compiles up this little file here, version.h. So that's included in this here. And there's, if you look at the bottom, there's a where is it? Show version. Let's do a. Here we go. So this function here, go to definition, just displays that version at the bottom of the screen. So it's really simple. It's baked into the binary, so I'm not going to load a separate file. I was going to load a text file off disk, but that seems over the top. Anyway, so that's baked into the binary, which is really good, and I can show you that working. So let's get to the compiler. So that would have bumped that version up now. Well, I think it was 38 before. So let's load up the emulator. So loading the loader, intro screen, and then we've got the version displayed at the bottom there, which is quite cool. So that's great. Now the next thing to show you is within the level itself. So let's get cracking. So this is level 0. It's displayed at level 1 there because programmers and non-programmers might play it. Level 0 sounds a bit odd. Anyway, so level 1. And if I press 0, this is a special version. It has cheats. So if you look here, it has, you press number 1, you get more hit points. 2, you get more experience. 3, you get a key. 4, you get some gold. 5, you go down the level. 6, you go up a level. 7, you reset all your settings. So the reset goes back to where you see it in here. So that's quite cool. As you move around, you might think, oh, I'm running out of health, so I'm going to add more. There's a maximum of 100, so it is capped out. But you can have as much experience as you like, as much gold as you like, as much keys as you like, no problem at all. You can also, if I'm on level 1, 0, if I press 5 to go back a level, nothing happens because I'm already on the first level. If I press 6, then it enters a new level. So I've gone up a level. So from a testing point of view, it makes things a lot simpler. So I can go forward and backwards quite easily. No problem at all. Obviously maintaining the same gold, hit points, all that kind of stuff. Because I can always reset it. If I press, what was it again? So 0 gives me the thing. If I press 7, it puts everything back to the way it was, which is cool, which is kind of cool. So from a testing point of view, that's hopefully going to pay dividends, which is good. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is, and it's something a bit more hidden away, is you can see how the speed at which the levels load. Well, it wasn't always like that. Now, if we look at the load map function here, I'm going to go down here, load map. So originally, all of these files here are the map files, and they're in a particular format. Now, what I was doing before is I tried a seek function, just standard sort of C function, where you can take a file pointer, in this case for it's a file open command, opening in read. That file pointer there is used to manipulate things, to get data and stuff like that. But there's also a seek function where what I do is I call this command here against this file pointer. I want to offset to this position, and I want to set it to seek set. So I think that's defaults to 1 or something. So that will very, very quickly fast wind the file pointer to that position in the file, which is exactly what I want. However, when I was initially building this, I couldn't get it to work, and I didn't know why I couldn't get it to work. It was very confusing. In the end, I figured out that I was doing some testing on the C64 and the Atari, and it wasn't working as I expected, and I was getting issues. Essentially, it was not functioning correctly. So rather than me stop work, I wrote the equivalent of a really inefficient seek function, whereby based on the number of chunks of the file you're in, because there's 5 maps per file, it would say, oh, I want to go to map 3, therefore I'm going to have 3 chunks worth, or skip 2 chunks worth. And it puts that data, reads the string from the file into a screen buffer. In this case, the screen buffer is used as a sort of scratch area, and that is an array of unsigned chars. Okay, fine. So it's wasteful. So I'm basically just dumping that in and tricking it into getting rid of the data, then tricking it so that when it gets to the loop to load the data in, load the map in, it's already at that position. Anyway, I'll stop talking and show you the difference. So if I do this, if I start it, the first level loads straight away because you're at the start of the file. There's no chunks to read through. If I then press 6, notice there's a delay before it gets to the new one. That's interesting. Okay, if I do that again, it's worked earlier, now it's gone a bit funny. So let's go to the next level. Don't think it's working. I think it's already, for some reason it's, oh, okay, if you save the file first, it might actually help. Okay, let's just not mention that. Right, try that again, shall we? So, like I say, the first level loads quick. Go to the next level. There's a delay before anything happens because it has to get through the first chunk of the file. If I do it again, it gets worse. I mean, it's not doing anything. I'm not going to carry on, but you get the idea. Once you get to the 5th file, I mean, there's several seconds of delay before it's even started loading. It gets really painful really quickly. And of course, once you get to the 6th level, then you're loading a new file and it loads straight away. So that was annoying. That was really annoying. It worked. It was compatible, C64, Atari, all that. It works. But it's just annoying. So with the seek, then it maintains the same speed across everything, which is great. So we've got level loading. We've got cheats, which won't be in the final build. Obviously, some of you may want to cheat, but I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Certainly for the initial thing, I think it's not right to have cheats straight away. I may release a version in the future that has cheats. They're currently not switchable. You specify this. You have this definition in C, and if I find that, if that's defined, then you have these handlers here, and it does the various things it needs to do. If that's not defined, none of that is included in the code. So the code's not there at all. It doesn't exist. It's not switchable. And I might have a build there where you could have a key combination and enable it. Right now, this is only for playtesting purposes. So yes, hopefully I've got everything I need now lined up. It's as I mentioned, it's the version. It's the cheats to help with playtesting, only playtesting, and the smoother file loading, the map loading, because that was grinding my gears. And in fact, I had some fun and games getting it to work. As it turned out, the fix was extremely simple, but getting there was a pain in the ass, frankly. So I'm going to get on with playtesting it, and because I've got the cheats there, really the whole purpose of that is to make sure that the game is not either too easy, too hard, or impossible. Obviously, if you were invulnerable, then there'd be no you wouldn't die from monsters. Fine, but the thing is, there may be some maps that you simply cannot complete. and there's an oversight, there's either a missing walkway or the wall is not there or whatever, which means it's impossible to complete. So that's really the main mission. The secondary mission is to make sure that it has the right level of difficulty, because I don't want it to be too easy. I also don't want it to be ridiculously hard. I mean, we've all played video games that we love, and they're fantastic, and it's really, really cool. I'm loving it. And then suddenly the difficulty goes from that sort of gentle curve to like ludicrous. I remember there was a game on the PC called Alone in the Dark, which I really like. I'm a big fan of H.P. Lovecraft. And it was fantastic. Really, really good. Very innovative for its time. And I remember doing the first few rooms, and it was great. It was brilliant. The atmosphere was fantastic. And then suddenly it became virtually impossible. From one room to the next. It was, oh my God. You had to be pixel perfect. And the trouble is you couldn't save. So it's a pain in the arse. I don't want that. You can't save with this. I have no save feature. So there is that. But hey, this is a retro gaming experience. Anyway, so that's it for now. I'm going to get on with testing, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.